Hey, Tony Gassy, y'all got to forgive me now. Can't see me all too well because these here lights in here. Me and the fam had to go get us something to eat. And back at the hotel, my son at the showcase, so we out here with him. Now, one of the things I've been talking about, and a lot of men been asking me, well, Tony, why you say you only respect men who get married and faithful? And here's the first thing I want you to understand. For one, I believe every single man should be married. We should not have any single man over the age of 35. There are entirely too many women on the planet to have single men over the age of 35. There is no reason to be single. There are entirely too many women. The purpose of humans existing outside of religion, we understand in the faith of Christians or even in any other religion, is to push that religion forward. Me being a Christian, I know I'm supposed to represent the gospel. I'm supposed to represent Christ. And when people say, why are you different? Like, why are you like this? Why this and that? It is because I am a Christian. And that is my witness. And people can see the changing power, the redeeming power of Christ in my life. But outside of that, the purpose of humans is not to just live and die. The purpose of humans is to procreate, to make the world a better place. Even if you cannot have children, it is our place to touch that next generation, raise that next generation. So I believe if a man gets married and he cannot have children with his wife, whether it's on him or whether it's on her or both of them, I believe they should adopt children who have been abandoned, and they should raise those children with morals and values, principles, and faith. And this is what we are here for, to move the needle. We are here to move the ball down the field. To just live, work, and die, a social security number, is a waste of DNA. We are here to move the story forward. And the reason why I don't respect men, and you got to understand when I say respect. When I say respect, that doesn't mean I disrespect them. What it means is, in my way, is I don't admire them. I don't look up to a man who is not married and faithful, especially over the age of 35. And every 5 after that, 40, 45, 50, I look at them differently. Not necessarily in a bad way, but what it represents to me is being underdeveloped. What it appears to be is either like a mama's boy or an insecure man or a hurt man or a gay man. It represents something that is a deviation from a normal, healthy, whole existence. Some guys have a lot of trauma. Some guys were bullied growing up. Some guys were overlooked growing up. And so when they become an adult and they get a few dollars, they start to get attention from women, and they just get caught up at 35, 40 years old with what other men were able to do at 15 and 20. So I get it. I understand it. Some guys did not have a father in the home, and the man who brought you into the world, that's who you're going to love and respect the most if you have a relationship with him. So when a man is abandoned by his own father, or if his father died or went to prison and couldn't be there, it still leaves a hole in that man's heart. And when a man doesn't see the man who he would otherwise love and respect the most, when he doesn't see him love and respect a woman, he doesn't have a blueprint. So I get that as well. But when we become an adult, our life becomes our own. Now we are our own responsibility. And it's up to us as men to identify our shortcomings, to identify our trauma, identify our pain, and for us to seek healing and to seek growth. And what a faithful marriage shows is it shows that a man is responsible. It shows that a man is reliable. It shows that a man is trustworthy. It shows that a man is humble. It shows that a man is selfless. It shows that a man is sacrificial. It shows that this man is committed, dedicated, disciplined, controlled, emotionally intelligent, emotionally regulated. Because to live with another human being who has mood swings, who has health swings, who has body swings, who has their own trauma, their own issues, to be able to regulate in that system, in that environment, and to be able to go up, go down, work around, be malleable, flexible. To be able to do that shows a level of maturity and responsibility that I feel we all need to develop as men. Marriage will test you as a man like nothing else in life can test you. If you have not been married and faithful, then you will not understand until you get there. You can argue with it now, but until you get married and you are faithful consistently, not for a year, not for 2 years, not for 5 years, but until you are faithful consistently, you will not experience the level of emotional intelligence and emotional regulation that you have to develop in order to become that man. Every man should get married at some point. It will happen at different times for different men. Now, I don't look down on a man who is not married and faithful, but I don't admire him either. I also don't necessarily trust a man who is not married and faithful, because what he's showing me is he has not renewed his mind. He has not renewed his spirit. He has not come into reality. Because some men say, well, I'm not married because women don't want me. No, there's a woman that wants you, but you don't want the woman that wants you. You want the woman that does not want you, because the woman that does not want you, if she chooses you, now you feel validated and approved as a man. And that's the issue. You have to like who likes you. You got to like who want to smell your dirty drawers, not literally, but literally, because she might be washing the laundry and your drawers got a whiff on them, got an old hint on them, and it hit her in the nose, and she got to be able to love you past that. In marriage, you finna have gas. She got to love you past that. Your breath gonna be stank some days. She got to love you past that. You're gonna be down there and you're gonna have some smells and odors omitting sometimes, and she got to love you past that. She got to love you through your mood swings, your highs, your lows, and you got to do the same for her. That is a level of development that is unimaginable by most humans until you get in it and you are forced to do it in order for the relationship to work. So And men say there are no benefits to marriage. I'm going to tell you this. You can't really put into words hardly the benefits of marriage. But one of the basic human needs is companionship. So we are literally dying faster without companionship. And it's unfair to the millions of women who are wife ready, and men have arrested development. So many men have stopped growing. So many men are going backwards. So many men are so addicted to pornography and masturbation that they can't even fathom losing those things for a woman. Getting over those things, letting those things go. Other thing that I see with men is just greed, lasciviousness, lust, unbridled, untamed lust. Men not wanting to be with one woman, one body for the rest of their lives. Again, that takes a level of discipline. So this is the thing, is a lot of times people get confused and they say, well, why is Tony like a separatist? Or they call me a elitist. They call me all kind of words that they come up with. Like, they wonder why I'm so passionate about what I talk about and how can I speak like this with such conviction. It's because of the level of discipline, the level of self-control, the level of sacrifice that I had to develop to be married and to be faithful and to be happy in marriage. Because you could be married and miserable. You could be married and cheating. You could be married and just going through, and it's because to not be miserable with this other human being also requires a level of selflessness, a level of maturity, a level of responsibility, a level of sacrifice. It's give and receive. It's compromise. It requires that. So this is what you have to realize and understand. So I have to be sensitive to my wife's feelings. I may want to do this over here, like tonight. I thought about going to a movie, but then I remembered she said, oh, it'll be good tonight for us to just get some chill to eat, get back to the hotel. Tatum could do some homework and get to bed early because his body is breaking down a little bit. So right when I opened the AMC app, AMC sent me a check. Right when I opened the AMC app, I remember, oh, she said we should get to bed early tonight. And I closed the app. That's something I wanted to do. I like going to the movies. I love the movies, but a relationship is healthy compromise. It's not going to kill me not to go to the movies. Like, I ain't losing nothing not to go to the movies. And the same thing like with her. I might be in the mood one day. Hey, a little something. She might be literally dressed and getting ready to walk out the house. And she was like, really? Okay, hurry up. Compromise. And then might be like, hey, you're going to have to, hey, I got to go out now. So going to have to put something on that thing now. Okay, compromise. See, a lot of people like, what? I ain't finna do that. That's my wife. I ain't never doing that. But I think about that and I'm like, that's wrong. Because she getting ready to go out and you don't want, healthy compromise. And so this is what marriage is. That takes a healthy temperament. You got to be emotionally intelligent or you're going to have to develop it. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. So to be honest with you, a man who married and faithful, he got a cheat code to life. Like I was thinking the other day, I was like, why am I not rattled? Like, why am I not rattled? Why, like, when a car flying out of nowhere about to hit me, I don't flinch. I'm like, why don't I, like, how can I go to the game and sit and just watch the game? I don't have to say a word. I don't have to yell at my son like so many other people is screaming and yelling. And I thought about it. I say, the emotional intelligence I've had to develop being married, not saying something that I want to say that may come off the wrong way or be rude or mean or condescending, not saying that, swallowing those words, not doing something, me having to consecrate my spirit, me having a urge or a desire or a temptation, and having to talk to myself and say, no, you can't do that, Playboy. You married. Hey, you're going to have to find an outlet. Go take up tennis lessons. Go get golf lessons. Do a guys trip where y'all just could talk about life as men and the struggles that you face. But ain't no stepping out. Ain't no messing around. You married. And so that right there is what I'm talking about. Developing that. Like being able to be tempted and be able to talk to yourself. Be able to talk to yourself and come to terms and say, okay, yeah, I can't do that. So I'm going to tell you, every man ought to get married and have kids or adopt kids, because you're going to develop discipline. You're going to develop self-control. You're going to learn how to sacrifice. You're going to be selfless. You're going to be humble. And guess what a byproduct of those things is being successful in business. Me being faithful in marriage and what that developed here, it gave me so much clarity to where it gave me supernatural powers. So my book, that's 250 pages, A Woman's Influence, and my book, Make It Work, I wrote those books. Each book, it took me 5 days to write. That's not normal. If you talk to any author, you might not meet another author who writes a 250-page book in 5 days. I talked to my literary agent today. She said, they asked, have you ever worked with a writer? I said, no, I've never worked with a writer. And I said, them books with Simon & Schuster, I wrote each of those books in 5 days. And I said, the book that you pitching, I wrote that book in 2 days. So I said, I could flesh it out and go deeper, and I could write on any level. That comes from clarity. That clarity comes from consecration. Clarity comes from self-control. Clarity comes from discipline. Clarity comes from winning in the dark when nobody's looking. I literally start to experience supernatural powers to where I'm like, wow, like that's why the Bible says a man who finds a wife finds a good thing and receives favor from the Lord. Like I literally became a millionaire without a college degree and with no team, no assistant, no manager, no publicist, no agent. I got on Oprah and Tyra Banks by myself with no publicist, because I was able to study and learn how to craft a pitch to the media. Like my mind became so much sharper because of the discipline I had to develop, so that there's nothing that I cannot put my mind to. I am a black man from Auburndale, Florida, and I went skydiving. Do you know what it takes as a black man to go skydiving? You have to be cool under pressure. You ain't gonna meet many black men that's gonna go 14,000 feet in the air and jump out of a plane. 14,000 feet in the air for free. I did it because my wife wanted to do it. On our 8th anniversary, she planned 8 activities, and that was one of them. And I did it to show her I love her. And after I did it, I said I would never do that again. But I did it to show you that I love you. And I'm willing to go anywhere with you. I'm willing to sacrifice anything with you. If that's what you want to do, I'm going to stand by your side. And if the day we finna die, I'm going to die with you. Because until death do us part, I'm all the way in. Now that I've done that and you see that I'm willing to do something to get out of my comfort zone, I expect the same from you, to get out of your comfort zone. That's what marriage develops. Marriage develops a beast. When I go speak, everywhere I speak, I tell a different speech. And I craft my speech the day of. And I go up there with no note cards, with no PowerPoint. I got a sermon that I just preached at a church. The Lord didn't give me the sermon really until I got on the stage. It had different stuff in my spirit every day. Got on the stage. They kept writing me, send us your slides, send us your slides. I said, I don't have slides. I don't use slides. And I got up in front of hundreds of people and gave that speech. When I went to South Africa, I spoke in front of 4,000 people one day. The next day, I spoke in front of over 5,000 with no note cards, with no PowerPoints, with no slides. That's what a faithful marriage develops. Clarity, supernatural powers, a God-like favor, and the byproduct. Listen to me. And this is what I want you to understand. I'm not bragging to you. I ain't bragging to you. I'm not bragging to you. I'm just expressing and explaining, because especially if you look like me, like we out here, we went to the game, to a basketball game the other night, and I was able to buy 30 tickets. We are one or two black families on the team. I was able to buy 30 tickets for everybody. The parents didn't offer. One parent, he told me he thought it was free. I said, no, I got to pay for these. But I was able to do that. Tomorrow they going to Top Golf. Me and my wife was able to pay for 24 people to do Top Golf at a prime time. We're not even going. That is the blessings of being a Christian, married, faithful man. When it's time, when your season comes, God is going to bless you like none other. So that people going to look around and say, who are these people? When the parents on the team who watch my videos secretly and don't say nothing about it, when they hear this, they're going to be like, man, you know what? He right. Because I sure ain't offer him $1. And he sure did that. And they might be like, I ain't got it. Not everybody else kids, I ain't got it. But guess what? God blessed me to be able to do it. And I know it ain't nothing but the blessings and the favor of God. To have peace. And listen, like, my son just texted me and my wife tonight in the group chat. He said, being in private school since 2 years old, catching up to me. He said my teammates, they kind of make jokes about me sometime, and they kind of think I'm corny. I say, that's good. He said, I don't really fit in well. I say, why fit in when you was born to stand out? I don't fit in. My message don't fit in. Men don't want to rock with me. Men don't want to hang around me. A lot of them don't want to. And a lot of guys who want to hang around me is because they want something from me. But I really don't have many guys that want to hang around me with the message that I stand on and not want nothing from it. And that's what I'm trying to change. We need more men that will stand up and be willing to be frontliners, to stand up and to accept the charge of being different. Be okay walking alone in your circle, meaning in your city, in your family. Be okay walking alone until people are willing to join you. When people see the peace, which is prosperity, when people see the favor on your life, then they're going to say, how and why did this happen? Then you tell them about the sacrifices, the consecration that you made. And then they're going to say, okay, I'm going to try that. Because if I could have life better here on earth and then leave earth and go and have life eternally, why wouldn't I? To God be the glory. People don't want to hear it. But I'm telling you, listen, I'm grown. I'm 39 years old. It's a million ways to make $1 million. It is a million ways to make $1 million. I see the people doing it. If marriage was not the way to go, I would get divorced. I would get divorced. If being a one-woman man was not the way to go, people say, oh, well, you just doing that because it make you money. You doing that because you make, listen, I could make money doing real estate. I could make money driving trucks, owning a trucking company. I could make money gambling. I could make money on day trading. I could make money in multi-level marketing. I could make money being a football coach. I could have climbed the ranks. I played football in college. I could have just stayed on, climbed the ranks. It's a million ways to make $1 million. I ain't got to be married and talking on this to make a living. I can make a living. I ain't did this my whole life. I can make a living. And I'm making a living outside of relationship coaching. The stuff I'm on here teaching, and not all of my videos is about relationships. Go to TonyGasselsAcademy.com. Go to TonyGasselsAcademy.com. My academy, my main courses selling is not, my top sellers are business courses. My relationship courses don't even really sell like that. And that academy produced 6 figures a year. That's a living. I could pull it up right now and show you that academy this year has produced, and I'm just being transparent with the men to help you understand that here I am in these here business courses, 6 figures. I ain't gonna put everybody in my game room because it's got spectators and haters on here. I share that on my behind the paywall in the course itself. How to create an online course. I might have showed it in there. The YouTube course, I showed in there what YouTube doing. Just like that. One thing over here. I'm telling you, I go do anything to make a living. I'm sharing this because it's real. I'm sharing this because I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like being able to have a companion, being able to have a best friend. Me and my wife could go 30 days with no sex and our relationship don't suffer one bit because we laughing and joking and talking every single day. Relationship don't suffer one bit. But they will tell you if you don't have sex for 30 days and you able-bodied and you can, your relationship gonna suffer. That's a lie. But you won't find that out until you get into real love. You won't find that out until you 100% faithful. You won't find that out until you start prioritizing sex and you start making love to the mind. Ain't nothing wrong with sex. Somebody say, Tony, it sound like you say you make sex a bad thing. I never said it was disgusting. I never said it was nasty. I said it should not control your life. You should not be a slave to it. The lady went to post in scripture. The Bible say something ravishing your wife's bosom. What that means is be faithful. That means if you want to be nasty, meaning if you want to sleep around, if you want to be doing all this and that, do it with your woman. Be in her bosom. That's all that means. It does not mean worship it. It does not mean make it the focus of your life. It does not mean that your relationship cannot survive without it. But we get lied to and we accept the lies from the pit of hell and we do not question it. We accept lies and we let the lies lead our life. When you got to take control over your life and you got to understand what God has called you to. Listen to me, every man on the sound of my voice, find your wife. Find your wife. And be faithful to your wife and start your family. Whether you natural birth, surrogate, or adoption, start your family and inspire and uplift and infuse your family with principles and morals and values and the teachings of Jesus Christ and stand on that and play a role in this here world. Touch this here world. Leave your mark on this world. Whether you reach millions or not, one of your children or your grandchildren are going to reach millions for the kingdom because you existed and because you did the right thing. And it's Tony Gass, my son, 16-year-old, who we out here with supporting. just text me and my wife in the group chat, so I got to go. God bless you. We'll talk soon.